Hi guys, so today I'm going to show you how to make crispy tofu nuggets. Simple and easy. Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is tofu. Firm tofu, extra firm tofu, either of those is fine. Do not get silken tofu. That will not work. It will crumble and turn to nothing. Well, not nothing. It'll turn to crumbled tofu. Don't get it. Firm or extra firm is fine. If you can get organic, great. If not, get what you can. So we're going to start with this, and then we're going to open it, drain it, and squish it. And by squish it, I mean just that. You're going to squish the tofu to get all the excess water out. So you're just going to cover it with a towel, several paper towels. We use these coconut fiber reusable paper towels. Use whatever you have. And I'm going to use a skillet. If you don't have one, just a heavy pan. Put a couple heavy things on top of it. It just needs to be heavy. And you're just going to leave it like that for about 30 minutes. Okay, so while the tofu is deliquefying, squishifying, doing its thing over here, we're going to make the little stuff that's going to go on top. So you're going to need some flour, some breadcrumbs, some panko breadcrumbs, a non-dairy milk that is unsweetened. That is so important. If you use one that is vanilla flavored, it's going to taste disgusting. So super important, unsweetened non-dairy milk. Some Frank's Red Hot, and then for the spices, you're just going to need some black pepper, some salt, whatever kind of seasoning that you use on like your potatoes, or once upon a time if you ate meat that you would season it with, and then some garlic and some onion. Now, I don't have, what is it called? I'm totally drawing a blank. Measurements. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I don't have measurements for these. So it's just kind of depending if you're going to do 1 brick of tofu or 5, you're going to need different amounts. So all you're going to do is just kind of eyeball it. And I'm sure if you've watched any of my videos before, you will know nothing needs to be exact. These are not those kind of recipes. So you're just going to pour some in, and it can be any type of non-dairy milk. It doesn't matter. And you're going to bread them twice. So maybe do, I guess, at least a cup right around there. And you can always do more because it's not complicated. So if you run out, you can just make some more. So non-dairy milk, Frank's Red Hot. I like this brand. If you want a different brand, go for it. If you don't have this, if you can't find it, if you're at home and you don't want to leave and you want to make this, just use mustard. Mustard works really well too. It's just something to add a little bit of flavor to the non-dairy milk. It's not really that important because you don't really taste it all that much. So just a little bit of that, or a lot if you want to taste it, but I don't find that you can really taste it through all the breading. So that's basically it for the mixture of liquid. Then for the flour mixture that you're going to do, you're going to add just that, flour. And I have a giant bag of flour that stays in my cupboard, and where all my spices are, I have a little jar of flour for when I do things like this, so you don't have to take the giant bag out of the cupboard every time you want to cook something that just needs a little bit. So tip from me to you, just put a little jar of flour in your spice cupboard so you can add it to recipes if you need to, and you don't have to get that big thing out. So a little bit of flour, I don't know, maybe a cup, then some breadcrumbs, and maybe, I guess, like a half a cup of the panko breadcrumbs, and probably a half a cup of regular breadcrumbs. Doesn't really need to be precise. Sorry, that was probably very hard for you to see as I'm being lazy and I'm not using my tripod. I'm simply holding my camera in my hand. Bear with me. I'm being lazy. Sorry. And then you're just going to add some sea salt. And again, I don't know how much. I guess this is about 1/8 of a teaspoon. Maybe about, we'll do a teaspoon of spices. Sorry, again, I'm watching myself, not the camera. And then, I don't know, we'll say 1/2 teaspoon of garlic. And about 1/2 of onion. If you don't like garlic or onion or salt, just leave it out. That's fine. If you're not used to eating it anyways, it doesn't really matter. And then the black pepper. So you're going to do, I guess, if you're using a grinder, do like 6 or 7 grinds of it. If you're using measurements, just kind of eyeball it. Just sprinkle some pepper over the top and call it good. And then I think you're just going to take the container and you're just going to kind of shake it up. Just kidding, that doesn't work. You're going to get a fork. I really have done this before, I swear. And you're just going to make sure that everything is all mixed up. So just mix it till it's mixed up. See? Easy. And guess what? It doesn't have to be precise. If it's only a little bit mixed up, no one cares. Because you're going to mix it up again anyways once you put the tofu nuggies in here. So, yeah, do this a lot and it will get mixed up. Oh my God, what if I just stood here and mixed this for like 20 minutes? You guys would be watching it being like, oh my God, is she done yet? Nope. 19 more minutes to go. You guys hang with me for that long? No, me either. All right, let's cut this tofu. So we're gonna take our skillet off to reveal, ta-da, your tofu that is now a little bit thinner and a lot less soggy. So, time to cut this guy up and use my tripod. All right, lazy time is over. Okay, so before you cut the tofu, you're gonna turn your oven to 350. And you're also going to have some parchment paper put on a cookie sheet. So when you bread the nuggets, you have somewhere to put them. So get that ready, and now we're going to cut the tofu. So you're just going to take it and cut it in half this way. And you're going to keep it together. No need to cut these things twice. And then you're just going to cut them into little strips. And if they're not even, no one cares. You're the one that's going to eat it. Okay, so once they're cut, you're just going to dunk them into the liquid. If you don't like getting messy, get over it. This is what it takes to make nuggets. Dunk it in the liquid, and then you're just going to throw it into the breading. Now, you could use your fingers and get them all dirty, but you don't have to. You can just shake it, like so. Just make sure that you get breading all over all of it. Now, for some reason, it doesn't stick all that well to tofu the first time. So it will look kind of like this. Quite disappointing. So you throw it back into the liquid. Get the fork out of there. We don't need the fork. We're using our hands. And then back into the breading and shake it again. Now you can kind of just pour the breading over it. That's the best way because then it gets everywhere, including all over your fingers. But who cares? That's what the sink is for, and you can wash them when you're done. So, second time around, much better. Well-coated nugget. Kind of. If it's not to your satisfactory, throw it back in the egg wash. That's what you would use if you weren't vegan. Throw it back into the non-dairy milk Frank's Red Hot Buffalo sauce. That's a mouthful. And then you're just going to keep doing it. Now, you can put a couple in there at a time, let them all hang out, and then you can just grab them one at a time to put in here. That they can kind of soak up a little bit of the liquid and hopefully get a little more of that flavor on them. And then you could actually put a couple in here at the same time. Then it's like a breading party. Dunk it back in the liquid, back in the breading, back in the liquid, back in, okay, you guys get it. So do this until your nuggets are all coated. Then guess what? We're going to put it in the preheated oven. And then party in your mouth. Okay, so I'm going to finish these and then you can watch me put them in the oven. Because I'm sure that's very, very exciting. All right, so now that they're all breaded, final thing is you're going to hit it with some coconut oil spray or whatever cooking spray you purchase. And this makes it so that they do get crispy and you don't have to fry them. So there is a little bit of oil, but nothing crazy. Nothing like if you were to drop these babies into a big old deep fryer. So you're just going to kind of turn them over so you can get both sides and spray them again. And then you're going to pop them into the oven. So repeat on the other side. And then you're going to bake them till they're crispy. I don't know how long. Maybe 25, 30 minutes. Start with that. Check them about 20 minutes. I don't know. I don't measure anything. I don't set timers. I'm one of those annoying people who has a timer in my head. So I'm going to check on them in about 20 minutes. I suggest you do the same, and we'll see you then. Okay, so while those are cooking, we can come over here and say hi to Peanut, who likes to hide in the blankies when it gets cold out. Hi, Peanut. And tuck her back in. Okay, so it's been about 25 minutes and I was wrong. I don't know what I was thinking, is put the oven on 425 and cook them for about 20 to 35 minutes and then take them out. So that little bit of blackish stuff is just the cooking spray. It kind of burns a little bit, but it does not affect the cooking at all. And then they're done. Some of them are a little browner than others, but they're all crispy goodness. So I'm just going to take these off of here and eat them. Okay guys, so there you have it. An entire plate of crispy tofu nuggets. So enjoy them however you want, with some marinara sauce, ketchup, mustard, barbecue sauce. However, I'm not going to tell you how to eat them. Just enjoy them. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this recipe, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and if you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe.